La kalau udah pinakatawalan mo porta ko lang abi ko vida na tingin. Ni meron ng imbita na ko nung ko. Jadi kay guna taga nangun scrub. Guri tengah bangko bi kimika sa smile. Gabi ko ya. Bula mati.
Bula mati?
Yo, kung baka mandaran kami Australia. GD mati.
Ko. Siya ni GD mati. It's good day, mate.
Okay, siya. Sa dulu. Rita, kayu ko ka man Leonard po.
Siya nga singto ng Leonard ba na rugby league?
Yo. Masa ba nang unchi?
Iyo, mati. Araw ng unchi.
Ha?
Ata mo, mati.
One thing players can always agree on is to have a nice cup of tea and a bucket load of FMF Breakfast Crackers. FMF Breakfast Crackers. Masa achi, achida.
I'm looking forward to some family time. I'm cooking up a bit of surprise. Making memories that last a lifetime. Come on everybody, let's sing this song. Ooh, there's a feeling in the air. Yeah, everybody let's share. Ooh, let's come together and celebrate. Have fun with family.
FMF friend. Bulan ni mata kaniliti. Oyang mula marau ena besinga. Nabakandi nike mau ninga unango. Pakandina nina takisai hikonga. Senichuri ruang dua mea dobanga. Ebi.
Sprinkle to your satisfaction. Kneaded with passion. Dusted to perfection. By FMF, a promise of quality. In association with Crest Eggs, Crest is best, Edmund's Baking Powder, and supported by Malia.
Bulavanaka and welcome to My Perfect Bake. I'm your host, Jacquee Speight. The recipes we showcase this season are for everyone, easy to follow and affordable to make. We're also giving 2 viewers a chance weekly to win fantastic hampers, thanks to FMF Foods Limited, Malia Clothing, and some of my favorite small businesses. A lot happening on My Perfect Bake, so stay close. In the kitchen with me today is professional baker Dinzel-Marie McGowan, the owner of Bake by Tiare. Hey Denzel!
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here.
I'm so excited that you're here, and I can't thank you enough for coming on the show. So, tell us a bit about yourself and your business.
So Bake by Tiare was started a little over after 2015 when I came back to Fiji. It was sort of a side hustle while I was still in uni.
Right.
And it just took off from there. And I started just enjoying making cakes, basically, where I just started the business. And then it grew from there, making cupcakes and like little other, like smaller desserts.
Right.
And then
that's how Bake by Tiare came to be.
This is how we are right now.
So if you're on Instagram or Facebook, you would have come across, Denzel's Bake by Tiare page. Why Bake by Tiare? What's
so special?
Yes.
So Tiare is my favorite flower. So I wanted to name something that was closer to my heart. So Bake by Tiare.
Okay, here's a funny thing. I had no idea that her name was Denzel until I had placed an order and you sent me your banking details.
Yes.
And then I said, who's Denzel? Because this whole time I had thought Bake by Tiare is Tiare, you. And the funny thing is, a lot of people have been thinking the same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Denzel-Marie McGowan behind Bake by Tiare. Today we're making Denzel's super yummy white chocolate mud cupcakes. Now, anyone who comes onto your page will see your cupcakes.
Yep.
They're exquisite and they're really a work of art. Where'd you get the inspiration from? Like when you make your cupcakes, how are you inspired? Because they're just next level, doll.
So I get my inspiration mainly through my family.
Okay.
With the colors I use, I try to lean towards my traditional side.
Right.
It goes also with the decorations as well. I also learn from other bakers, so it does not only stop with my family. I reflect my inspiration with other bakers.
Yes.
Both locally and in Australia and overseas basically. And then I make it sort of my way. I decorate cakes, cupcakes to my style. So you'll notice that with every baker, they have their style.
Yes.
So when I do my cupcakes, it's to what I like and
Yes.
it reflects me.
And I love that, especially, honestly, if you haven't been on Baked by Tiare, you must. So did you know that cupcakes were originally referred to as number cakes? And the first cupcake recipe was invented in 1776. And cupcakes were finally decorated with frosting in the 1920s.
Wow.
Obviously, Denzel must know this because I only just found out about this. So it's interesting to note that the cupcakes were first invented, but they weren't frosted.
Yes.
The frosting came in the 1920s. And then cupcakes were frosted in either chocolate or vanilla frosting.
Yep.
And now it's all different flavors.
All different flavors.
Different looks, different texture, everything. So anyways, all that aside, Denzel, tell us what ingredients are needed for these sweet cupcakes of yours.
So the cupcake recipe that I'm giving you today is my favorite cupcake recipe. This is a very easy recipe. You really don't need a mixer.
Right.
Everyone at home has a whisk. This is what we have. I actually use this whisk. So
That's a whisk?
Yes, this is a whisk. So it goes right into the bowl.
Okay.
Let's start off with ingredients.
Yep.
We've got the FMF self-raising flour. We've got butter. We've got baker's chocolate. We've got milk. We've got sugar. We've got vanilla essence, and we've got eggs.
So Denzel, I have a question. Where can we get the chocolate, the white chocolate from? Is it only at one place or is it available everywhere?
You can get it at any retail outlets, any supermarkets in Suva.
All right. And any particular white chocolate or a specific type?
You can use any white chocolate off the shelf of any supermarket.
Well, there you have it. Let's take a quick break. And when we get back, we're baking up some white chocolate mud cupcakes.
Sprinkle to your satisfaction. Kneaded with passion. Dusted to perfection. By FMF, a promise of quality. In association with Crest Eggs, Crest is best, Edmund's baking powder, and supported by Malia.
Kalau ko ulo na katolang mo porta ko lang abi ko vida na tingin ni meron kay imbita na ko nung wait. Dili kay guna taga nangun scrub. Guri nga bongo bi kimi ka sa smile. Gabi ko ya. Bula mati.
Bula mati?
Yo, ko pa daran do kami Australia. GD mati.
Ko. Siya ni GD mati. It's good day, mate.
Okay, shit. Sa guri. Rita, kayo ko lang na Leonard.
Siya nga sing to na Leonard ba na rugby league.
Yo. Masa ba nang ulchi?
Iyo mati, araw nang ulchi.
Ha?
Ata mo mati.
One thing players can always agree on is to have a nice cup of tea and a bucket load of FMF Breakfast Crackers. FMF Breakfast Crackers. Masa achi, achi da.
I'm cooking up a bit of surprise, making memories that last a lifetime. Come on, everybody, let's sing this song. Ooh, mindamara watamai, le nalalo mai wasivi. Ooh, beira nalala, mendakaila watamai, kaseringa and
Chow chicken noodles, yay! Chow chicken noodles when you hungry yaar. Fire chow, chow chicken noodles, fire chow. Hungry yaar, so delicious, so tasty, ay ay ay. Chow chicken noodles, hungry yaar. Fire chow, very tasty, so delicious, yummy yummy, hungry yaar. Chow chicken noodles, hungry yaar. Chow chicken noodles. noodles, hungry, hungry yaar. Fire chow.
I'm looking forward to some family time. I'm cooking up a bit of surprise, making memories that last a lifetime. Come on, everybody, let's sing this song. Ooh, there's a feeling in the air. Yeah, everybody, let's share. Ooh, let's come together and celebrate. Have fun with family.
You'll need all your energy when you go back to play rugby. So I'm making you lots and lots of breakfast crackers. Don't tell the other players your secret to a great game or how good FMF breakfast crackers taste. I only want you to eat the best, Joelle.
Sprinkle to your satisfaction. Kneaded with passion. Dusted to perfection. By FMF, a promise of quality. In association with Crest Eggs, Crest is Best, Edmund's Baking Powder, and supported by Malia.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we're in the kitchen with Denzel of Baked by Tiare, baking white chocolate mud cupcakes. Shall we begin?
Yes.
All right. What's the first thing we need to do?
So let's just pop in our butter.
Soft butter?
Yes.
Not melted butter.
Soft butter. Well, because everything will be melted, so you really don't need to worry about melting it first. Let's put that aside. To our white chocolate.
Okay.
So this is a really good recipe because it just involves mixing basically two sets of stuff,
Right.
which is your wet and your dry.
Right.
We've got our milk.
My daughter will love this simply because of the chocolate.
Yes, this is my favorite cupcake. And a tablespoon of vanilla.
Okay.
So the lid is a teaspoon. So 2 teaspoons equal a tablespoon.
2 teaspoons equals a tablespoon.
Yes.
And the lid is a
teaspoon.
The lid is a teaspoon. I've learned something
So
new today.
That's when you're baking, you get used to measurements. With you don't need to use like the spoons and stuff. So you
Yes.
just pop it into your hand. You'll know the measurements by heart.
I can't wait to bake it home because now I'll just be like a professional.
So
the lid is a teaspoon, people.
Yeah. We'll just pop this onto the stove and let that melt.
Okay.
We'll use the whisk to mix
it all in.
Yep.
Yes.
And then we'll get to our dry ingredients.
Okay, great. So Denzel, what consistency or what are you looking for? You're just waiting for it to just melt down.
Yeah, you're just wanting everything to melt and get uniform, and then just take it off the hob.
Okay then. And how long does this normally take?
Roughly 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the stove that you have and the heat that you're using. I suggest we go on low to medium heat
Okay.
and slowly break down the white chocolate.
Right.
The last thing you want is actually getting the chocolate to seize, which is making the chocolate even harder. So this way, while stirring it and it's heating up, you're sort of introducing the liquid into the chocolate.
Ah, okay. And if it's too high, what's going to happen? If the heat is too high?
It's gonna burn the chocolate and you'll end up seizing the chocolate, and then you'll just have to restart the recipe over again.
Okay then, interesting. So tell us, like, how do you stay up to date on the latest trends with cakes? Because your cakes are like a work of art. You know, like every cake, it's not the same as the one you've made before. It's all different.
Yeah.
So how do you stay up to date with all the latest trends coming out?
I follow a lot of bakers overseas, and I
Right.
get to see what's in trend at the moment.
Right.
And like I said before, is that I want to make it unique to me. So
Of course.
while I grasp the ideas of other bakers, I sort of do it the way I want it done.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically that.
Interesting. What's a favorite for everyone? Like, I know you make all these yummy goodies. You make cookies. Your
Yep.
Valentine's boxes were just something else, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely loved it. It's just pleasing to the eye when you
Yep.
see it. Huh? So what's a favorite?
My favorite cake to bake is a lemon and kumquat. Is a kumquat cake. It's
Right.
filled with coconut curd
Yes.
and lemon.
I think that's my favorite too. Is that the one I always get
Yes,
from
that's
you?
the one that you always get.
Coconut and kumquat, people. If you haven't tried it, I'm telling you, that is the cake. So who else orders? Like, what's the most popular one that they order from you? Is it brownies, or is it what flavor from your cake selection?
So the business started with brownies. So that's what really made Baked by Tiare at the markets.
Right.
I slowly moved into cakes, and the lemon cake was like one of the first flavors that I started doing.
Right.
And this recipe is the recipe that I first started making cupcakes with.
Wow.
And till now, this is my go-to recipe.
I love this. We're keeping it old school when you start with the original recipe.
Yes. So we're almost done now.
Okay.
We'll just remove this
Okay.
and then get back to our dry ingredients, and then let's mix.
Fantastic. Rightio, let's bring it back over here.
Okay.
So Denzel, what's next?
Let's mix our dry ingredients. I'll get
Okay.
you to crack the eggs while I add the liquids.
Okay then, I just crack it right in here?
Yep.
Anyone else noticing this? If you've been watching the past episodes, this is becoming a trend. It's like all the bakers have been getting me to crack the eggs, which I'm happy with. It's safe too, considering how I'm such a professional. Oh dear.
So while she's doing that, we still need to stir this, so let's not make the white chocolate sit. Once you let it sit, then it sort of gets a bit harder.
Okay.
Okay, now that you added the eggs, let's add the white chocolate mix.
Okay.
So while I'm pouring, I'll let you get to mixing.
Oh wow. Just really thickens very quickly.
So you really need to do it a bit quickly because of the eggs. You don't
Okay.
want to curdle them.
Okay. Would you like to take over? Because I feel this is your thing.
So because it's a bottom whisk, you
I was completely doing it wrong. So what type of whisk is this?
this is I really don't know what the whisk is called, but all I know that it's a flat whisk, so I just call it the flat whisk.
Okay then. So tell me, what is the most challenging part of being a baker?
The weighing part. I think a lot of people get to think that baking is easy.
Yeah.
Baking is an experiment where you have to make sure that the ingredients that you're mixing is all weighed out carefully.
Right.
One mistake, you can spoil the whole recipe. It's not like cooking where you can add your salt and pepper.
Yes.
Baking is totally different, so you have to make sure that you weigh out your ingredients carefully.
Right.
And get everything right.
Right.
If you have to preheat your ovens before you start mixing. Yeah, and just basically get everything sorted out before you start mixing.
Okay then. This is looking really good.
So this is actually what's going to be preventing this from like moving. Yeah?
Yes.
You can also get you can also use a wet cloth.
Okay.
Or a silk pad like this.
Yes.
I prefer just
Of
a
course.
small, tea towel or something. And then
So what are you looking for that lets you know that it's ready?
I'm looking for a uniform batter.
All right.
So once the eggs and eggs mixture has mixed into the liquid, just basically everything mixed in.
Okay.
This is a very easy recipe where you don't have to use a mixer.
Of course.
It's basically, your hands.
Yes.
So yeah, everything is done.
It smells really good. Honestly. So Denzel, now that this is sorted, what is the next step?
We'll get to scooping.
Okay.
So let me just grab my muffin tin.
Right.
So I've got my cupcake liners and I've got a cupcake tray or muffin tray.
Where do you get your cupcake liners from?
I bulk buy them from the West.
Okay.
So it works well for me because I make a lot of cupcakes.
Right.
Instead of me having to buy, smaller packets and
Yes, yes.
So I buy the 1,000 pack cupcake liners. So I normally get them in chocolate.
Yes.
Let's start scooping.
Yeah, let's start scooping. So is this a standard size or are these like, people say mini cupcakes
Yep.
and then there's cupcakes that look like muffins?
Yep.
This is, what size is this?
This would be considered a regular size or standard size.
See, there's different sizes when it comes to cupcakes. And what is a regular size cupcake?
Roughly 2 inches to 3 inches in size.
Okay,
so when I
then.
say size, it means the size of the pan.
Okay. So do we need to butter the pan or do we just stick it in?
So that's why we have the muffin liners.
Yeah.
They're sort of greaseproof paper
Right.
made into cupcake liners, and then we'll just use that and then just scoop. So it's very easy, just one scoop and drops
Okay.
right in. So we'll just put this aside.
I will let you do that, so you can go ahead with the scooping.
So
there.
we'll just get this out of the way. And then I've got a ice cream scoop.
Right.
I use this in all my cupcakes.
Yes.
This is very good to measure your cupcakes evenly.
Again, I've learned something new. We can use the ice cream scooper.
Yes.
I have plenty ice cream scoopers at home. Now I know I can use it for something else.
So this is about a cupcake size or regular cupcake size.
Right.
Depending on how big the cupcake is, you can adjust with your scoop.
Okay.
So I'll just get
Yeah,
into
go
it.
ahead.
Okay. So I'll just move this to you.
What feels more comfortable for you? Do you do just one scoop or do you do 2 scoops into a shell?
So depending on the liner itself, this is a basic liner which is 1 scoop.
Right.
The bigger the liner, the more scoop that you do.
Okay.
So you can do, if it's a muffin, with a muffin liner,
Right.
then it's a 1.5 or
Okay.
1.5 to 2 scoops.
Yeah.
Depending.
So for this one, it's just 1.
Yeah, this is a basic one. So we'll
This is
just.
for a regular size cupcake.
So
She's
we'll
only doing
just
one scoop.
sort of lean it towards you. So when I'm
Right.
scooping, it scoops up, and I'm able to just grab enough.
Okay.
So we'll just.
Man, it's that simple.
Yes, very, very
No
simple.
need to spray like cooking oil or spray, well, butter it, butter it ahead of time.
Nope, this is a very easy and never fail recipe, so you never can go wrong. You just
You know how
use
you
the
can
right
also tell she's a
ingredients.
professional? Because if I was to do this, already you'll see the drops. There'll be a mess. This is so neat.
So this is the reason why it's silting. So I grab just enough and I scrape, so it scrapes the bottom of the scoop. And then I just keep going. Don't worry if it sort of messes up like this.
Okay.
When you're done, then you can just sort of adjust it back.
Okay.
This recipe calls for 24 cupcakes or 24 basic cupcakes.
Yes.
Or if you're making a muffin size, then it calls for 12.
Right.
You can half the recipe and just make 12. It's totally up to you. I normally make 12 cupcakes.
Yes.
So I don't have, extras.
Yes.
I waste the extras. Okay, let's just adjust this. Don't worry about these.
Okay.
Let's just make sure that they are.
It looks so nice and neat.
Yeah. These will eventually come out because when they're baked, they're gonna
Okay.
push out. So it doesn't really matter about having them come in.
So now we get them into the oven?
Yes.
And
So-
how long are we putting them in the oven
So
for?
we bake them for at least 15 minutes or until they're turning brown.
Right.
Depending on what oven you use. I normally use a convection oven.
Okay.
Which circulates air in the oven, which
Yes.
bakes it evenly and
Yes.
has a nice perfect finish.
Right.
If you have a standard oven with no convection, then that's fine, but you just have to sort of
Turn it around?
turn it around and just keep looking at it because every
Okay.
oven has a different heat temperature.
Yes.
You have hot spots in
Yes.
every oven.
Yes.
So if you're using a convection oven, it's better in that way because
Yeah.
then the air rotates,
Okay.
it goes around
Yeah.
and bakes.
So our oven has a fan,
Yep.
which means we're totally fine. How long do we put it in for?
We bake it for 15 minutes or until it's golden brown.
And what temperature?
150 degrees Celsius.
So now we take it and pop it in the oven?
Yes, let's take this and pop it into the oven. Okay, so I normally bake in the middle rack.
Okay.
It allows for the air to circulate properly
Okay.
and evenly. So if you put it right to the top, you'll end up getting the top baked quicker and then forming the dome.
Ah.
So when you bake it in the middle, it has an even
Yes.
Yep.
So that stays in for 15 minutes.
15 minutes or until golden brown.
Wonderful. So there you have it. The cupcakes are now in the oven. We're going to take a quick break, but stay with us because when we get back, we finally get to decorate it and taste it. I'm excited. Stay with us.
Sprinkle to your satisfaction. Kneaded with passion. Dusted to perfection. By FMF, a promise of quality. In association with Crest Eggs, Crest is best, Edmund's baking powder, and supported by Malia.
Kalau ulo na katulong mo porta ko lang abi ko vida na tingni ni meron kay imbita na ko nungko. Dini kay guna taga nangun scrub. Guri nga bongko bi kimi ka sa smile. Gabi ko ya. Bula mati.
Bulamat?
Yo, kung makamdaran daw kami Australia, GD mati.
Ko, siya ni GD mati. It's good day, mate.
Okay, shit. Sa siguro. Rita, kayo ko ka man po.
Siya nga singto na line out ba na rugby league?
Yo, baka man ang unchi.
Iyo, mati, araw na unchi. Ha? Ata mo, mati.
One thing players can always agree on is to have a nice cup of tea and a bucket load of FMF Breakfast Crackers. FMF Breakfast Crackers. Masa achi, achi da.
I'm looking forward to some family time. I'm cooking up a bit of surprise, making memories that last a lifetime. Come on, everybody, let's sing this song. Ooh, there's a feeling in the air. Yeah, everybody, let's share. Ooh, let's come together and celebrate. Have fun with family.
FMF friend Mula ni mataka negiti Moyang mula marau Lena besinga Nabakandi nike mo ningaw nango Pakanina nina takisai hiko nga Seni churi ruang dua me adoba nga Ebi
Sprinkle to your satisfaction. Kneaded with passion. Dusted to perfection. By FMF, a promise of quality. In association with Crest Eggs, Crest is best, Edmund's baking powder, and supported by Malia.
Welcome back. We're in the kitchen with Denzel of Bake by Tiare, who's shown us how easy it is to make cupcakes. But wait, here's the fun part. At least I think so, because I'm thinking of my daughter. Let's get to decorating. Denzel, what's next?
Let's make our buttercream. So we first start out with our butter.
Salted butter or unsalted butter?
I prefer salted. It sort of cuts the taste of the sugar.
Okay.
So the good thing with this recipe is that you can lessen the sugar or you can add more. So depending on the heat you experience in a day for feet, like Fiji weather, you go according to the sugar recipe.
Okay.
So you're looking at stability.
Yes.
So the more sugar, the more stability.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
What's next?
Our icing sugar.
Right.
So we'll just plop that right in.
I'm so excited to see how these are going to turn out.
So because of the Fiji weather, like the heat that we're experiencing
It's
now.
humid.
Yes.
It really is.
So I'm adding more sugar for stability. So with the icing sugar that I use, it has a bit of cornstarch.
Okay.
So which traps the liquid.
Yeah.
And it holds and it firms it up.
I had no idea you could add cornstarch to it. Okay.
So I'll just mix this. We'll just start on low and just turn your bowl around.
Okay. That looks so good. Oh man.
So we'll just put it aside. And then I'll just sort of scrape into the bowl.
Right. Oh, it looks so good.
You wouldn't have to do this if you were using a normal stand mixer.
Yep.
because everyone at home would eventually have this.
Yes.
So I'm just doing this so that everyone has sort of like a feel to it.
And tell me something. With your cupcakes, what's the craziest order you've ever made or received from a customer?
I think it's towards the naughty cupcakes. I won't say anything. I'll just say it's naughty. But my favorite would be the Valentine's dessert box that I did for Valentine's Day.
Yes.
I think that it sort of brought out the creativity.
It really did. I was looking at it, I was thinking to myself, oh my goodness, those look so good. But it was definitely, if you were to see the picture, the first thing that would come to mind is that's baked by Tiare.
Yeah. So with any desserts that I make, I sort of try to put my name out there, and also it's called branding. See?
Of course. Oh, that looks so good. Are we done now?
Yep.
Okay. Look at that. What's this one over here?
So this is our chocolate ganache that I've made.
White chocolate.
Yes, white chocolate. So this will be filled into the cupcakes. So now that it's a bit warm, so it's still liquidy, we'll pop this into the fridge until it gets cool and gets thickened, and then we'll just fill our cupcakes.
And this is just melted white chocolate?
Melted white chocolate with whipped cream. So it's depending on the ratio that you use, I do a 2-to-1.
Okay.
So it's 2 parts chocolate to 1 part whipping cream.
Okay. So this goes straight into the
fridge.
All right then. Shall we put that in now?
Yep. You can just leave the spoon in.
Okay.
What the spoon will do is that it'll just quickly cool it off.
Okay. So we need that really cold.
Yes.
Okay. What's next?
Let's add holes to our cupcakes. So we've just taken our cupcakes out of the oven.
Yep.
And we'll just make a little hole in the middle. So I normally just use a nozzle. I use the wider side, and I just put a hole in the middle, take it out, and then using our fondant tool, press it out.
Isn't that neat? That's so easy. Here I was thinking that we were actually going to take like a little butter knife and cut a circle in the middle.
This is the easier way, because then you have a circle here and then you have a...
Yes. Are these popular? So do you do this for all of your cupcakes or just certain types? Like so when an order comes in, is this the standard or?
You get this with custom cupcakes. So when I say custom cupcakes, these are the extra detailed cupcakes that you buy.
Right.
With basic cupcakes, you don't get these ones.
Yes.
You get normally the basic decorated cupcake. So we'll all put this to the side. We'll just wait for the ganache to properly cool.
Okay.
We'll pipe them in, and then we'll add this back to the
okay.
To sort of close it off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we're back because our ganache is finally out of the fridge. We waited 15 minutes for it. And during that 15 minutes, Denzel already started on some of the cookies, which we've begun decorating. Absolutely gorgeous. And then, Denzel, over to you. What's next?
So we'll just fill up the cupcake. So I've made chocolate ganache. You can add jam or curd.
Yes.
Depending on what flavor you're after.
Right.
I like to keep it classic and just go with white chocolate.
Yes.
So we'll just fill it in.
I cannot wait for us to try this. This is so cute. I really can't get over the cookies.
So this is what stands out to basic cupcakes. This is the extra detailing that I do to for customers that are wanting the custom cupcakes.
Yes.
So I put this back on.
Right.
And then I will start to use piping bags and to decorate.
Do you push it all the way or just?
Not so much, because then it'll sort of push out and then the paper will peel out.
Because obviously that's going to be covered up by the cream.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll just push it down a bit, and then I'll just get the cream and then I'll start piping.
Okay, great. Go for it.
So from the basic buttercream, I've tinted it and I've made a rainbow icing.
Right.
Which will go together.
And the tint is just food coloring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just basic gel food coloring. You don't use liquid because then it'll thin the buttercream and it'll just make it not pipeable.
Okay.
I've placed the bags of buttercream into the fridge just to thicken it.
Yep.
So it's just easier to pipe with.
All right then.
So we'll do 4 girls.
Yep.
And then we'll do 4 boys.
Okay. I'll leave it to you because I'm not. Let's just see how this goes.
Okay. So you have the basic swirl.
Isn't that the prettiest thing? Look at that.
And then maybe you want to do something funny, fancy.
Oh, I love the colors. You must be really happy. Like, you must feel really happy when, you know, seeing the end result.
Yep.
Seeing the colors, especially, because it's just so nice to look at. I love it.
So we've got 4 girls.
Right.
And then we'll do the 4 boys.
Okay.
So with the 4 boys, I'll just use basic piping, which is just the swirl.
How long did it take you to master piping on buttercream?
It takes me a while, like because I got so used.
It looks easy.
It looks easy, yes.
But it isn't.
It's just all in your hand, you know.
Right.
Basically your wrist. So we've done the boys. We'll just put this aside.
And that's perfect. Look at that.
And then I'll just show you how to do a unicorn for the unicorn cupcakes. Yeah. So we'll just get the fondant.
Right.
And
the fondant can also be purchased at supermarkets.
Yeah, you
ready-made
can buy from
fondant.
the supermarket. I've actually gotten 2 colors, which is white and red.
They sell it as white as red, or do you?
No, white and red.
Oh, okay.
So I've just gotten a little pinch of red and just tinted the white into pink. Okay, I'll just put this aside. A bit of cornstarch.
Right.
And then just rolling it out. You can add tylers to harden the fondant.
Right.
But you need to work in air con.
Okay. So tell me something. If I was going to a party, or anything in particular, dinner party, an event, why would I come? Like, why would I choose Baked by Tiare?
Why? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you plenty of reasons. One is because I take my time decorating cakes. I like to give cakes to people that reflect me as a person.
Yes.
Another thing is that I won't never give something to a customer that I won't myself eat.
Exactly.
And thirdly is because I actually go out and talk to the vendors. I look for my ingredients locally.
Right.
If I cannot find it locally, then I'll find it in Australia, where I normally travel to.
Yes.
And then bring it back to Fiji. And I think where I stand in the baking game is that I take time to go out and look for what I want in my
Support
business.
local.
Yeah.
Locally made, so support local. Very important.
So I've just added royal icing.
Okay.
You can use water.
Right.
I just prefer royal icing. It holds it better. I've stuck this fondant back.
So cute. Just so perfect.
So you let it stand for about an hour to let it firm up in aircon.
Right.
And then you can use it on cupcakes.
Right.
So
So that's what we can see right here.
Yeah.
These are the ones that have already been made. So these are ready for us to pop onto the cupcakes. And then what happens next?
Okay, so we can pop the cookies on.
I'll leave it to you because I'm just so impressed. I'm afraid I'll ruin it.
I've got glitter. So what I like to do with unicorn is that I like to...
Oh my goodness, look at that. Isn't that the prettiest thing you've ever seen? I'm so in awe. Wow.
And I've made my own sprinkle mix, which is basically the sprinkles that you can
Guys,
get at the
it's
supermarket.
literally like there's glitter going on around us.
So I've just popped all the color pinks that I could find, and then I've just...
I love this.
So I'll just pop some onto this.
It's so happy. Honestly, it just puts the biggest smile on your face.
And then just sprinkle it on this. And you can use any type of the sprinkles. I prefer pink to a unicorn.
And this is also sourced locally?
Yes, but they were bought from overseas.
Okay. All right,
So
then.
we'll just pop this back, get this out of the way, and then our unicorns. So
Right.
Before I used to just make the horns and the ears.
Yes.
But I found out that this is a more faster way,
Yes.
and they get, best of both worlds. They get a cookie and they get a cupcake.
Exactly.
And then your cupcake and your cookie goes like that.
Love it. Oh, that is so cute.
I've also got rainbows.
Yep.
And I'm going to show you a little technique that I learned in baking. I've got a bit of vodka.
Okay.
You can use lemon extract.
Right.
So you're just going to put a little bit. And pink color or any liquid gel color that you have.
Yes.
And just a little drop.
Yep.
And a paintbrush. So you mix it.
Right.
You can do this to different colors. So because it's for a girl, I'm leaning towards the pink side.
Yes. Yes.
And then just have your
Oh, wow.
done like that.
Man, it really is in the details. Like, I thought you were just going to pop them on.
No, I'm gonna decorate them first before I put them on. So because I'm using pink, I'm gonna lighten it with a little bit of vodka
Right.
and sort of have that ombre effect
Yes.
to it. You let this stand. The vodka, you will never get drunk with it.
Right.
The vodka will evaporate and then
Okay. I was about to ask, is it safe for the kids?
yes, it's very safe. But then, like with customers, I normally ask them like if it's okay with them.
Yes.
If not, then I'll just use the lemon extract. But then the lemon extract takes a bit longer.
Okay.
So I'll just do this. I'll put this aside, and then back onto the cupcakes. So we'll have the cupcakes here,
It's so pretty. I can't get over the glitter.
and then there.
Oh, that is just darling.
So when a customer asks me, can I have a rainbow and a unicorn cupcake?
Yes.
This will be my new way of styling cupcakes.
I absolutely love it. It is the prettiest thing to look at. Okay, and then moving on to the boys.
Moving to the boys, we've got some green sprinkles. You can use any other color sprinkles that you have.
Right.
And then just top them up. Just your sprinkles first.
It really is the small details.
Yep.
Like, who would have thought, huh? You think you're just done with the green and now you're putting in the sprinkles.
So like what I've done to the rainbow, you can
Yep.
also do that to the safari animals.
Right.
But I think that it looks better just being plain on the cupcake.
Okay.
But it's totally up to the baker.
Okay.
Okay, Jackie, we're done. I'll get you to try the rainbow and
Yeah.
I'll try the unicorn.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait. No more waiting. Let's sample these cupcakes. Oh my goodness. Wow. So good. Oh my goodness, that cookie is really, really, really good. Okay, this is what I've been waiting for. And so, these cupcakes not only look good, but they taste amazing. Oh my gosh, that ganache inside, that really surprises you. Like, just the flavors, huh? The sweetness from the buttercream, and then to have that ganache in the middle. So much flavor, and the cupcake is so moist. This is definitely a recipe I'm going to be trying again at home.
Yep.
Thank you so much for
No
this.
worries. Thank you for having me on the show.
Man, thank you so much for coming on, honestly. And to you, our viewers, we're so glad you could join us for our 6th episode on the My Perfect Bake Show. Now, I look forward to your company in our future episodes. For a copy of the recipe, be sure to check out the comment box of this episode on the My TV Facebook and YouTube pages. Now, to contact Denzel for this and other delicious desserts, find her on Instagram and Facebook at Bake by Tiare. As mentioned, we're giving 2 viewers the chance to win a hamper thanks to FMF Foods Limited, Malia Clothing, and some of my favorite small businesses. So be sure to head over to the FMF Foods Limited Instagram page for all the details. We've thoroughly enjoyed your company. I'll see you again soon. Stay sweet.
You're a star, yes you are. Keep pushing through. FMF is there for you. We can make it true. Lead the way, create a path. Follow through and just have a blast. You're a star, yes you are. Keep pushing through. FMF, a promise of quality.
Sprinkled to your satisfaction. Kneaded with passion. Dusted to perfection. By FMF, a promise of quality. In association with Crest Eggs, Crest is Best, Edmund's Baking Powder, and supported by Malia.